Welcome back to Mind Portfolio Lab. This is the next video in the individual EA overview series. In the previous videos, I looked at a previous day level component, a structure-based component, and a session-based component. In this video, I'm moving on to another system in the portfolio, which I'm going to describe at a high level as a confirmation-based EA. Internally, this is the EA I refer to as the stochastic and engulfing confirmation system. As always, I'm going to keep this deliberately high level. I will not be sharing source code, exact settings, exact entry rules, filters, stop logic, target logic, or trade management rules. The aim is not to give away the system or provide trade signals. The aim is to explain what role this EA plays in the wider portfolio, what type of behavior it is designed around, and what I monitor over time. At portfolio level, this EA gives me exposure to confirmation-based behavior. What I mean by that is that the EA is not built around one single idea on its own. It is designed to wait for more than one condition to line up before a trade is allowed. I am deliberately not going into the precise confirmation rules, because that is part of the system itself. But in broad terms, this is a more selective component. It is looking for a situation where market state and price behavior support the same trade idea. That makes it different from the other systems I have covered so far. The previous day level EA is built around daily reference levels. The structure-based EA is built around broader market structure behavior. The session-based EA is tied to behavior around a defined trading window. This one is more about confirmation. That is useful because it gives the portfolio another type of behavior. In systematic trading, one signal on its own can be noisy. A confirmation framework can help make a system more selective. It does not guarantee better trades, and it does not remove risk, but it can change the kind of trades the EA is willing to take. That is the role of this system. It is not trying to trade every move. It is not designed to be constantly active. It is there to wait for specific conditions where the setup is strong enough according to its rules. That also means I do not expect it to have a smooth or constant contribution every week. Some systems trade frequently and produce lots of small outcomes. Other systems are more selective and rely on fewer trades doing more work. This EA is closer to that second category. The market conditions matter a lot. This type of system can perform better when confirmation appears and the market then has room to move. If the trade idea is supported and price follows through properly, the system has a better chance of doing what it is designed to do. It can also suit conditions where selective entries are rewarded. In other words, where waiting for confirmation helps avoid some of the weaker signals. But it can struggle in choppy markets. If the market repeatedly reverses, stalls, or moves without follow-through, confirmation can arrive too late or fail to produce enough movement. Low volatility conditions can also be difficult, because there may not be enough movement after entry. So again, this is not a system that should be judged trade by trade. A single winning trade does not prove anything. A single losing trade does not mean the system is broken. What matters is whether the system behaves in a way that still makes sense over a larger sample. The uploaded backtest is useful here, but I am not treating it as proof. It gives me context about the system's character. In this test, the EA has 112 trades. The win rate is 23.21%. The average holding time is around 6 hours 26 minutes and 16 seconds, and the maximum holding time is around 161 hours. That tells me something important. This is not a high win rate system. The historical win rate is low, which means the EA relies on the winning trades doing enough work when the market follows through. That is not automatically a problem, but it does mean the risk profile has to be understood. Low win rate systems can be psychologically difficult, even when they are automated. Losing streaks are normal. There can be long periods where the system feels poor, even if the overall logic remains intact. That is why I care about the relationship between win rate, average winner, average loser, drawdown, and holding behavior. For this channel, I am trying not to focus on one headline number. I am more interested in the behavior of each EA, how often it trades, how long it holds, what kind of drawdown it has, and whether it is different enough to justify its place in the portfolio. For this EA, the key point is that it adds a selective confirmation-based component. It is different from the previous systems, and that is why it has a role. At the same time, I need to respect the risk. The uploaded test shows an average holding time of around 6.5 hours, but the maximum holding time is much longer. So even though many trades may resolve within the day, the EA can still carry overnight or multi-day exposure. That creates a different type of risk from a very short hold strategy. It also means I need to monitor whether live holding behavior remains broadly recognizable. If live trades start holding much longer or behaving very differently from the test profile, that would be something to review. At portfolio level, this EA gives me another source of behavior. It is not a pure level break system. It is not just a structure system. It is not just a session window system. Its job is to provide confirmation-led exposure that may contribute differently from the other components. That is the important point. Each EA needs a reason for being included. This one is included because it brings a different logic and a different return profile. When I monitor it live, there are a few things I care about most. First, is it still taking the kind of confirmation-based trades I expect? Second, are losing streaks within a normal range for the system? Third, does the live holding time remain broadly recognizable? Fourth, are the winners still large enough when the market follows through? And fifth, is it becoming too correlated with other systems during drawdown? Those questions matter more than any individual trade. I do not want to react emotionally to one outcome. I want to judge the EA by its behavior over time and by whether it still has a clear role in the portfolio. So, to summarize, this EA is a confirmation-based component in the portfolio. It is designed around selective conditions where more than one element supports the trade idea. It has a lower historical win rate, so its role depends on whether the winners are large enough and whether drawdown remains controlled. The backtest is encouraging, but I am not treating it as proof. I am using it to understand the system's character and to decide what I need to monitor live. For me, that is the key point. This is not about finding one perfect EA. It is about building a portfolio where each system has a reason for being included. In the next video, I'll move on to another EA and go through the same process. What it is designed to capture, when it may perform better, when it may struggle, and why it belongs in the wider portfolio.